now, and this is the topic that you've heard played over and over and over again over the last few months. Let me give you another cynical opinion. I think we are being subjected to this because some folks want that to be the focus of our attention right now while we're watching the deficit grow and grow and grow and while we're watching other things go on. I think this has become the issue. My view is that this is equally solvable, but I think we've got a lot of fallacies that are being told. Next chart. One fact that we know is it's expensive to get health care. I mean, every one of us lives with that. And then a lot of people are having to choose health care or house payment, and health care or buying a car. And then you can see a whole set of, and I've just listed about 3 or 4 of them there, things that are being said. One thing that's being said is our health system isn't very good. Folks, I will tell you, having traveled literally around the world, we have the best health system in the world.
My husband just had heart surgery last month. The room and board came to $144,000. That had nothing to do with the doctors. We're still getting the bills in. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield and TRICARE. My husband's retired military. I was in the United States Navy for 14 years and also worked for the government. And we have a VA. And we have no problems with paying our premiums. We choose to pay premiums over going out and doing other things. People choose insurance for a good time. And that's all I want to say.
Thank you and your husband for your service. And we'll talk about those very points in a minute. And we'll talk about whether people are choosing it or otherwise. But another thing that we're hearing is that we need more government control over medical practice. And that's wrong, and I'll tell you why here in a minute, in my view. And then the other thing is, we've got to do something right now. Well, let me tell you, the Obama family used more time to pick out what breed of puppy to bring home than they're allowing us to debate this. And that is wrong. In reality, we've got the best healthcare system in the world. Let me give you a couple of anecdotes. Belinda Stronach, Minister of Parliament for Canada, needed breast surgery. Where did she go? California. Berlusconi, who is the Prime Minister of Italy, needed heart surgery. He didn't go to Italy. He didn't go to England. He went to the Cleveland Institute. And he's the Prime Minister of Italy. Folks, did you know that out of every Canadian physician, 1 out of 3 of them refers a patient to the United States for treatment every year? Now, why is that? We want to become like Canada. The fact of the matter is we want to do this now, we want to do this fast, so that this president can claim a victory. And that's what it is. It's about political victory. And we're jeopardizing our whole system. We've got to do something, I will admit. And we've got a 100,000 room board bill. Something's broken, and I hope we explore some of it. But we need to get it right. We don't need to get it fast. This started under FDR. We don't need to fix this in the next 3 months. We need to do it right. Next chart. Now, you will see the president quote this number, 46 million uninsured. And Linda, to your point, we'll talk about who these uninsured are. The New York Times says it, so take that with a grain of salt. But the fact of the matter is, almost 10 million of those people are not U.S. citizens. 10 million of them. And so it's not 46 million. 14 million are eligible for Medicaid or the state children's health insurance program. 17 million had incomes of $50,000 or more. And they don't have health insurance. To Linda's point, they don't have health insurance because they'd rather have a flat screen TV. And that's your choice. And then, of course, 18 million were 34 years or younger. And some young people say, you know what? I don't want to do it right now. I think I want to do something else with my money. And that's their choice. But I have a problem with the president saying we've got 46 million uninsured. Next chart, please. Here it is graphically. And the fact of the matter is, a 2003 Blue Cross Blue Shield study, which was very rigorous, said the number is about 8.3 million. Now, I'm not suggesting in any way that that is not a problem. And if you're one of the people that can't get health insurance, that's a problem. But my point is that this is being leveraged as a political moment, not as something to try and really fix the problems that we have. Next chart. Now, this graph that you see shading down to the right is a lot of people have this myth that insurance isn't paying as much as it used to. The red bar shows that between 1975, when health insurance, it's 33% of personal health insurance, health expenses were paid by individuals in 1975. So people in 1975 were paying for a third of their medical bills out of pocket. By the year 2006, that number was 15%. The fact of the matter is that insurance programs and insurance plans are paying more and more of what people are experiencing in the way of healthcare costs. Next chart. Now, another myth is that nationalized healthcare doesn't have any negative effect. Well, these charts, and we'll make them available to you in hard copy. In the United States, 8% of the people wait 4 months or longer for elective surgery. 8%. In the United Kingdom, 41% wait for elective surgery 4 months or longer. It is inescapable that when nationalized health care is put in place, people's care suffers. And we don't need to do that to our people. Next chart. Now, most people, and you can see this chart shows that 63% of us get our health care from our employers. 63% get it from our employers. And maybe you know why. But the fact of the matter is that during World War II, there were wage and price controls in effect by the government. And that worked out to be a very bad deal for trying to recruit people. Because what happened was they couldn't pay people more money. So it wasn't until World War II that health insurance really took off as a fringe benefit of employment. Well, what we have done is built a culture now that says if I get health insurance, it needs to come from my employer. And almost 2/3 of us, that's where we get it. And there's some reasons that's a very bad idea. Now, additionally, next chart please. These are the reasons why it's a bad thing. Everything you buy, if you buy a chair,